Hey guys, in this video I want to show you how to sell your dropshipping store for a huge payday, right? So this is not the topic that is discussed a lot, right? A lot of people just talk about the products or how to sell or what products to sell or ads, but once you get the store to a certain level and once you have some kind of like, you're building some kind of like value out of it, right? So you build some value, some brand, and maybe some kind of like you acquire customer, let's say you have like 10,000 customers, right? And you want to sell the store, right? Then I want to show you exactly how to do it, right? Now, obviously it doesn't make sense if you only have like 100 sales or 500 sales, even like 1,000 sales, probably your store like doesn't even like worse a lot, right? But if you get, let's say, a few thousand sales and you have like an email list and feedback score on your Facebook page is satisfying, then, it's basically good, maybe like a good time if you want to like, I mean, it will not be like 7-figure payday, but you can sell it for something. And if you can get it like to 7 figures in sales or multiple 7 figures in sales, then I mean, the payout will be huge. So for me personally, I've sold one of my stores and I've sold it for 7 figures. It was the stores that we grew from $0 to $4 million in sales. And I want to show you how we sold it, how other people sell stores, where you can sell your store, and basically all of the major things that you need to know how to sell your business. I would recommend this is for people who scale to at least like $1 million per year, because 6-figure store, like they don't sell for much and you need to show that you have a serious business. So, if you only get like $5,000, $10,000 or like $20,000 for your store that you've spent like, a few months or like longer building, then I mean it's not a lot. But if that's a lot for you, if that's your number, which is basically the most important thing, is where you start, right? Kind of like what is the goal for you, right? Like for example, if your goal is to sell something for $100,000 so you can just pay, I don't know, your mortgage, or you can get like you buy a car, or whatever you want to do, then that's fine, right? If your goal is like 1 million, then it's fine. If your goal is 10 million, it's fine. Basically, that's your personal stuff. That's what you have to decide. How much would your number be? What is your timeline, right? So how much time can you sacrifice to basically get this brand to this level and sell it, right? So if you're at this level already, then that's what you have sacrificed to get to this level, right? So you don't have to think about it. But let's say you're at 1 million and you want to get it to like 5-10 million and then sell it, like how much time it will take you, right? Obviously you cannot predict it like 100%, but kind of like what is the timeline, what is the deadline for this, right? And then you basically reverse engineer from that, right? For example, Movement, one of the brands that I've covered in one of the previous videos, guys, like if you check the case study of Movement, right? As you can see, mine is like on top here. So they disrupted like the industry, like 5 years is scaled basically from $0 to $100 million exit, right? So that's like a decent kind of like process. That's how they, basically executed basically and sorted themselves, for life, right? So what is your kind of timeline? What is your number and what is a deadline, right? So my story personally, we started with free plus shipping offer. Watches, it costs, they cost like $1-2, very inexpensive. We sold them for $12.95 shipping only. Got initial momentum and we got to $200K per month in sales. Then we added higher price watches that cost like $10-15. We've been selling them for $85, $150. On-site retargeting was 50% off. It worked very well, so we sold a lot of those. And so we scaled it to $4 million. We sold it for 7 figures. And basically the few main factors for getting a good selling price, right? For me, it was like big email list, 300,000 people plus, seasoned Facebook pixel. We had refined processes in the store, basically from creative, from sourcing creative to ad copy, to testing ads, to optimizing ads. Everything was refined. And few people that they could go through transition, like virtual assistant, they could just work for another person. Good timing, so we just scaled it like to a good level, where it was profitable and good sales level, and then we sold it. then mass market for products like jewelry is, it's huge market. It's a competitive market, but at the same time, it's if you have something that works, there are a lot of potential buyers for it. We had good profit margins with watches, and I've helped buyer with the transition, basically to help to take over. So I basically, in addition to to kind of like all of the effort in helping them, it's kind of like extra help that wasn't even covered, wasn't even like included. I provided them, help them transition and to basically start executing with this brand as their as new owners, right? So, and that's basically why I got a good selling price for this brand, right? Now, ask yourself these questions, right? Where would I go to sell the store, right? And what I need to sell it for the highest price, right? These are the most expensive and important questions that you need to ask yourself, right? And why do you want to sell? Is it like out of necessity, which is the worst thing that you can, the worst position you can be in? Is that because you want to continue to grow, right? Or you're just looking for the nice payday, right? So which one out of these? And what do you need to make your company more attractive to prospective buyers? So let's say you have $1 million per year company, right? And you didn't have processes, you didn't have maybe email marketing, any of those extra channels. Maybe you're just relying on Facebook, right? So your business will not worth a lot, right? If you're just relying on one channel and then kind of that's pretty much it, and you selling the same product as everyone else, right? So what you need to think about and what you need to do is basically have the maybe adding some new sales channel, right? Adding email marketing, right? Branding your products, at least putting the packaging, putting logo on them, right? So you would basically create more perceived value for the buyer. And let's say maybe your sales will only grow in next 6 months will only grow 50%, but then you have created this perceived value, so your valuation will increase dramatically, right? So how would your customers benefit from a sale, right? Would there be more inventory available, faster shipping times, more product options? So if you have agreements with agents or suppliers, that also will add the perceived value. And who would have the ability to grow your business the way your customers need it? I mean, a competitor, a manufacturer, or a consumer, right? And I'll give you a breakdown of 3 of these categories. And where will you find the buyers? Is it in your best interest to find a broker or find yourself maybe through networking, conferences, industry organization, or word of mouth? I found mine through personal connections. So this was a private buyer. You wouldn't find this on any on any websites, but that was good coincidence and also good timing for that. But I'll show you the ways where you can find these places where you can sell your company. Now, how to prepare to sell your e-commerce business, right? So first, get financials in order, right? Last 3 years of sales revenue, gross percentage per year. Top 10 products with their sales amount, active wholesale accounts if you have any, right? Number of customers, orders, and conversion percentage, value of inventory on hand, and monthly operating costs. So basically have all of these sourced, so kind of that's basically valuation. That's a complete picture of your business. So the potential buyer can evaluate and within a few hours evaluate and basically know the price for your business, or at least estimate the price, right? So these are the things that you need to get done. Now, how different buyers value an online business, right? So for example, manufacturer, right? So they sell their services, products to other companies. So their client database is made of of store owners, not consumers, right? And by manufacturing and selling straight to consumer, which is direct to consumer, which is basically the model that everyone tries to go into, right? Direct to consumer. A lot of these companies that you see disrupting the industry, even Movement, right? Why Movement has been so successful and why other similar companies are so successful is because instead of having let's say, okay, so typical business, right? Let's say e-commerce business, let's say watch business. So they have the manufacturer, right? Then they have the distributor, then there is like another distributor, and there's like retail. So there are several layers of these kind of like middlemen, right? And at the end of it, there is a consumer. Whereas Movement, it is a manufacturer, it is a distributor, and it just sells directly to the consumer. So all of these like middlemen are just removed, cut out of the process. So margins are much better with this business. Now that's why it's so beneficial for manufacturer to acquire your business, so they can sell products directly to your customers, right? They'll have high ROI. Like let's say they produce something, let's say they produce like a phone for like $100, right? Just, let's say it's not branded, let's say just a good phone, whatever. And they sell it to the consumer. Let's say, the final price is like, let's say $1,000 for this iPhone, right? So if they have this like, okay, they need to like middleman, another middleman, then retail store, and then consumer, right? Their margins are not as big, right? But if they sell directly to to consumer, their margins are huge, right? So that's the goal, and that's the benefit of manufacturer buying your business. And they could recoup the cost of the purchase quicker, right? That just for them it would make just a lot of sense. If you have this customer base, right, that already buying products, then it's just no-brainer. And that's for Movement. Like if you think about it, like that's similar with what happened, right? Like they basically just like that would be a different category of buyer, but the kind of like the principle is the same, right? They just want to sell directly to consumer, and they wanted to reach the same like category of clients. So that would fall into this category, which is competitor. So let's say there's Movement, and there is like Movada, which is a huge company corporation that bought the Movement, right? So they have same or similar customer base. They buy, like established website, and your company integrates with theirs and your products as a separate brand, right? And there's the biggest drawback is your company holds little value, and it will have a lower sales price if the competitors are more established than you. So that's okay. In some, like let's say if you would go after the same audience, right? And let's say you sell. So in Movement case, right? So Movada was not as good with millennials, right? The category of young consumers, and so that brought the benefit for Movada, because they couldn't figure out this audience, and now they can, because they have this whole company that have validated the concept and generated a lot of sales selling to this particular audience, right? So they're just okay, it's no brainer, because we can just have access to this audience. We can sell them these products, and we can potentially sell them Movada products in the process as well, right? So consumer, right? So that would be someone who is active and educated in your industry, who wants to just take over what you've built, right? And so in this case, website matters, and consumer, like customer database and social media presence matters. And here the biggest value would be for them is greater selling price, and for you, because you've done the hard part, like they just buy like the ready business, right? And they would need to understand the industry, obviously, to take over successfully, but that's basically why you would benefit from it, because they would take over, they have the knowledge of the industry, and they would benefit because they have something that's already ready to rock and roll and sell. They have to build the whole business from scratch. Now, sell when you have great sales profit. Now, sell when you're like on a positive trend, where like the growth forecast is positive, industry is booming. Make everyone feel safe and confident about the future. Your buyer, like all the people involved, put together a marketing plan that they can implement, help them to implement, make it like no-brainer, make it easy for them. Right, and then offer to help them during this transition. So once they once they want to buy, right, just offer to help them during the transition. Typically that's it's one of the conditions, right? So there is like a transition period, like 2 months, or with Movement, for example, the founders are still working with the same company, right? They just pretty much just had their payday, right? Like huge payday, and now they're just still working within the same company, and they basically just just doing the same thing, and just they're under this company, under Movado. So answer questions, give them feedback, basically help them, right? Help them and get this like transition as smooth as possible. Now, 5 main factors for selling your e-commerce business, right? Number 1 is evaluation. So for this, I would recommend hiring a broker. Like, he will evaluate your business and will look for serious buyers. And brokers will first multiply your yearly revenue by 2.5. This will be like a base number to work with, which they'll adjust according to several factors. And if your company is growing and you can reasonably expect it to keep growing, you can probably get something about like 2.5. But probably like with dropshipping, that's lower. That's much lower. That would be probably, that sometimes can be just monthly sales multiplied by 2 or 5 or 10, right? That would be the price. So, but this is crucial step, right? Gather all like relevant documentation, income statements, bank statements, tax returns. Brokers and potential investors will want to verify any claims that you make. The more the numbers, the bigger the number, the more kind of like there is to lose for both sides. So that's why everyone will do their due diligence. Now, factor 2, brand image and market position. So after looking at your numbers, brokers and potential investors, they'll look at your brand image and market position. So if you can demonstrate yourself as authority, as you have like good social media following, and you have good marketing, and you have like position within the industry, then you'll have higher valuation. And companies with strong brands tend to make more money, which increases their worth, and the brand itself can also increase its value. So if you have collaborations with famous people, with celebrities, with influencers, that will add value to your business, significant value. Factor number 3, processes and systems. So when you put your business for sale, you need to write a confidential information memorandum. This is detailed a report that shows how your business runs, how it makes money, and what systems you have in place. The easier a potential investor thinks it is to run your business, the higher the valuation, and investors are looking for turnkey businesses like that. I mean, ideal business is like, like you don't do nothing, right? It just like operates by itself, right? But that business does not exist. But that's what investors are looking for. And if your business is chaotic and confusing, that's this will be reflected in the valuation and the offers you will receive. Nobody wants to buy businesses at risk of going under. So a lot of dropshipping businesses, they basically have this risk because it's very easy to read up the products. It's very easy to copy the products. Very easy to do like something that kind of like put like just make like fake purchases on someone's pixel to just screw up the data or something, right? So if they're depending on one channel, this just can basically put that business at risk. Right, so you want to also demonstrate the complete compliance with all relevant government and regulatory bodies. Like if you have any of those, right? Make sure you can prove you paid all of your taxes. That's very important, and that you have done everything you need to make your employees legal. Being able that you've demonstrated to demonstrate that you have everything under control will certainly have higher valuation chances, right? So if you have everything laid out, everything is straightforward, then you'll have higher valuation chances. Now, search engine optimization, digital presence. So these are very big, in e-commerce. So if you have social media engagement, backlinks, keyword rankings, this will give you higher valuation because there is like some organic traffic that comes to the website. It's not only dependent on social media. So this will be a big factor also in the valuation. Now, guys, like again, there are so many factors here, and it's probably best to get someone to help you if you're looking for this. If you're looking to sell your business, so there are few places where you can list your business are exchange by Shopify. So here you can sell businesses, and you can see, guys, there's a lot of like people will promise you a lot. People will say, okay, this is like a great investment, as you can see here, right? So I'm not sure if this is like dropshipping business, but if you're buying dropshipping business, I mean, I wouldn't even consider buying dropshipping business, because dropshipping business is so vulnerable. Like, it just doesn't make sense to buy. So if you want to buy like something that has at least some brands, that has some like unique idea, or something that has perceived value. Empire Flippers is another one. So this one is also very good. There are different like online businesses you can buy and sell, right? So you can see, so there are a lot of different offers that you can find here. So if you go to Marketplace, you can see they're selling like Amazon FBA, e-commerce, like different kind of businesses here. And so here is something that you can evaluate if you're serious about selling your business. This is the website of website broker. Like, they can evaluate how much your website costs and basically help you to sell it. So digitalexit.com, a website broker, right? So this is where you can get the website valuation. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. This is more advanced content, definitely, but thank you for watching. Please comment below if you have any questions. Subscribe to my channel if you're looking for help with selling your business, maybe just scaling it to the point where you can sell. Then please schedule a call below, and we'll see how we can help you. Thank you very much, guys. Subscribe to my channel.